are about to have a wonderful and a great morning.
Well, it's gonna be one of those mornings like we do every single morning, but even more special because, hey, we're doing it right here for you during this special season.
Of course, you don't have to wait until when you get out of bed to watch good TV. That's what Wake Up Nigeria is all about.
Yeah, so we get you out of bed and get you going the right way. Good morning and welcome. It's a brand new week on Wake Up Nigeria.
And also a brand new edition. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. With us, we have an amazing package prepared for you. It's a special show today for us and, of course, for so many other great people out there. So make sure you stream with us live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
You can send your comments, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC on social media.
And of course, use our app. Our mobile app is available for you to download on any Android or iOS store. So, hey, pick up your mobile device, download it as soon as you can, and get ready because there's so many great giveaways for you to get gifts from.
Now it's time for some SME discussion this morning. You know, usually we bring this to you every Monday. And Dwad Creation is a home of creativity which runs an architectural firm that was established to give room for dimensional creativity. This is our SME discussion this morning. I have the CEO of this organization, Adetutu Olushola, here with me. And there's an older gentleman, distinguished looking this morning also, who is Professor Joseph Igwe, and is going to be throwing in some additions to the discussion that we're having this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
On the program. Usually we talk about SMEs and every Monday. And one of the focus is to find out what goes on in the mind of an entrepreneur, why somebody decides that this is what they want to do and go into it. So you studied architecture, obviously, from the University of Lagos. And what made you feel like you needed to start your own firm instead of, you know, just working in a partnership or working with in an organization that is bigger?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think the journey started doing my internship when I found out that majorly what the Nigerian architecture or what the Nigerian architects produce majorly are usually cubes, cube drawings and all that. And then I'm this kind of person. I want to express myself. I want to put more creativity into my work. I don't believe I did architecture just to come back and do box design. Do you understand? So when I found out that I proposed some drawings and then it's been knocked out as not been real, you know. It just wanted to bring a difference out of me. Like I want to express myself dynamic, and that really made me go study some things. You know, I was even able to lead a team at a very young age to go to Makoko. You know, I went all that way to Makoko. I took a Keno to go and study the architecture and what's happening there and how I can improve their lifestyle.
Now, so, one of the things that I noted in your name, you added creativity to the name, and I said to myself that this is not typically what you would find in an architectural firm. An architectural firm usually has a heavy name, like but you added creativity and it gives the impression that there's some art to it. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, it's on purpose. What I would say is Duat Creations is a firm that has been able to create synergy between architecture and lifestyle itself. You know, it's not just a building now. And we've brought in other things that has made lifestyle more interesting.
Very important. I think, so one of the things that from your own space, because this is a different space when it comes to SMEs, you know, as a small business and all of that. Usually when you talk about SMEs, you talk about people that do clothes or shoes, jewelry and different things like that. But this is a completely different space. What's the first thing you think about or that you had to do when you thought about starting your firm?
The first thing that came to my mind was architecture first. the building, you know. I studied building, and one thing, the reason Dual Creation is different from other architecture firms, whereby we're able to put our other harms that that is into fashion, or which we went into fashion. You know, we do signature designs for some notable figures in the society, and then we produce clothesline at some very good quantity. In fact, I didn't plan on seeing this, but you know, Dual Creation is going to start having their ready-to-wear in the boutiques.
So it's sort of like what you've done now is that you've created this like a group of companies that produce different things, starting with the architectural designs and all of that. But I'd like to ask the professor one or two questions. Professor Igwe, thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Now, looking at your harm mentor, and I'm sure that there were some things that you were looking at that you found that you knew that, okay, this person is going to go very far. What were those things that struck you about her before she started her business?
Okay. First, she has very high creative talent. You know, wants to create something distinct, something unique, something different. And so I see her ideas just beyond, beyond architecture. Okay, and then she has this entrepreneurial spirit to do. So I now say that, okay, she needs to be mentored. You know, because mentor now comes in for you to be able to combine all this. And, you know, from the architectural point of view, based on my 40 years experience as an architect, and my also academic experience, I felt that she needed some mentorship. Okay, it's like in sports, you see someone who has talent can run. If he doesn't have a good coach, he may not make it. But a good coach will add a little bit of pep, say, no, do it this way, it will fly. So that's my role, is to mentor her, and then also bring in the professionalism aspect of architecture, that must not be lost. Because once you're handling anything architecture, there are regulations and all that, you must also operate within, you know, the prescribed procedures. So I want to make sure that she conforms, when it comes to buildings, the professional requirement of the regulatory body. And when it comes to all other ones, yes, you also need mentoring in the business aspect of it. Because for you to succeed, you have to have talent, okay? You have to know what you're doing. You have to have the technical skill, and you have to also have
understand the business.
Yeah, and also have the social skill. That's where the business side comes in. The social skill means to enable you to know what you want, where you will get it, and how you will get it. So I come in
many different ways.
Yes.
I have a lot of other questions to ask you, but we have to go now because our time is far spent. But thank you so much, Professor Joseph Igwe, for joining us, and also Aditusu Olushola for joining us as well. Now, all the best in Dual Creations. We'll probably be reaching out to you for one or two things as well on a personal level. Anyway, we have to take a break now on the show and be back with you.
All right, welcome to our auto segment this morning. And of course, you know we've been doing a series on car cleaning, interior and exterior. Jesse, of course, is here with me of Auto Sparkle. Great to have you, Jesse. Yeah, it's always a pleasure having this great man here. So, the last time we did vacuuming, let's just go a very fast recap what we did the last time. Okay. We vacuumed, right? Yeah, we vacuumed. Cleaning interiors and all of that, taking out sand and some of that stuff. And then we spoke about the frequency, how often people should do it. Like, how often again?
Okay, so like for the regular vacuuming of floors, to avoid sand from accumulating on the floor, it's recommended to do that on a weekly basis. Okay, but the general detailing, deep cleaning of various parts of the car, we recommend that on a quarterly basis.
Wonderful. Someone said the way a man or a woman treats her car goes a long way to tell who or what kind of person that person is.
Yeah.
All right, great. So today we're going to be looking at interior. We're still looking at interior. We're going to be looking at the the dashboard and the seats. Now, these are pure leather seats. Now, I know we had spoken about it, but now we're going to show you how to clean up leather seats and all of that, right? We have Sam and Ola, who are already at work. Hello, Sam and Ola, great guys here with Jesse, and they're already starting work. Okay, so let's get straight to it. Let's do we go with Ola first?
Yeah,
let's go Ola
let's
first.
Just catch how it looks before.
Okay, how it looks before.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So wonderful. Okay, so we've already started. We've already started, and this is Ola. Okay, this is how it looks first of all. So you can see, I can see some dirt here, right? And we're working on the interior, trying to clean this. So, you know, I've seen a lot of cars that we've spoken about this before. People a lot of times bother so much about the exterior. They don't really care about the interior. When you have a car that has a bright interior, mine is dark, but this one is a bright interior. It's very important that you do stuff like this, right?
Yes.
How often should you clean interiors like this?
Okay, so it depends on your level of usage. It's recommended, like I told you, once in a quarter. Like
once in a
3
quarter.
months, yes. Because by the time you begin to work, you drive in and drive out, your hand sweats.
Very true, very true, very true.
The color begins to change and all that. You know,
now, you said, we're speaking earlier about the use of water while we're doing this kind of thing and how we can save water. I mean, I use water a lot, so this is something that also applies to me. Let's talk about that, how to use water or how to save water while you're working with your car.
Okay, so basically, generally, for you to get a clean car, especially those who wash in their driveways, in their garage, and those who go to the car washes, they waste about 450 liters of water cleaning a car.
I think I wish to.
You know, and we live in the tropics where there's a lot of dust. You want the car to look perfect, so you keep pouring more water,
blasting water and all of that.
You know. So, but the advantage of our method is, as you can see, there's no drop of water on the floor. We can complete an entire car without the use of water. So what we discovered is that as of the last quarter of last year, there are close to 12 million cars in Nigeria. Now imagine if 1/3 of those cars get washed once a week, just once a week. Know that it's more than that.
It's more than that, yes, definitely.
Okay, so we're talking about 4 million cars being washed like once a week, and then they are using up about 1.8 billion liters of water wastage. So the wastage comes in the danger comes in two perspectives. One is the fact that we're wasting fresh water. And then on the other hand is the fact that we're releasing polluted water into our drainage system, into the waterways and stuff like that. So we stand the danger of health, you know.
Very true.
And then the danger of scarcity of water in the future. You know, it's something that is of concern now. As part of the Sustainable Development Goals.
The SDGs of United Nations. Okay, so let's check out Sam. Sam, while we get let's check out Sam here. Sam is working on the seat itself, right? Okay, so while Sam, just get ready and let's see how it goes. Ola is there working on that one. But Sam, you can pick up. Now, you know, I love what you said. You can do everything and you don't see a drop of water. And you come in and you do that, and by the time you're done, poof, you're out. Wonderful. Now, this is the seat that is the most used seat in the car.
Yes, the driver's seat.
The driver's seat is the most used seat in a car, and it is the seat, of course, that gets dirtiest the most.
Yes.
So this is one that you should really pay attention to, right?
Another thing with the driver's seat is because you move in and out of it frequently, there's a danger of the seat cracking and folding by the edges because you move in, you go out, you know. If the seats are not properly conditioned after cleaning, you know, we condition after cleaning.
What do you mean by conditioning?
Conditioning is like you're giving some nourishment to the leather material. So it helps to preserve the nutrients of the leather. The leather is so subtle, like it's soft, you know, and then it has some extra qualities that need to be preserved. So they are specially made conditioners for applying on leather to preserve the nature of the leather.
Now, to our viewers out there, yes, you're seeing this or not, what you're seeing here is not DIY. Please be very, I'm serious, because when it comes to leather, especially when it's leather, be very careful. What you see these guys use, there's some things that are mixed inside what they're using, of course, which you can't tell you. But these are not the things that are used, not every day. It's not just soap and water and just carry it. No, it's not. So it's not a DIY. This is not DIY. This is called Auto Sparkle do it at your home, right? I can already see some improvements from what Sam is doing here.
Yeah.
It's already, there's some stains are already going off.
Yes.
And I like it that we're doing on the driver's side because like we said, that's the most used car. And then you
Yes.
mentioned about conditioning,
Yes.
keeping the leather because last is leather and leather is skin and all of that.
Yes.
So
So something interesting about leather is that when you use your regular soap and water to wash it, there are some harsh, you have to consider the pH levels. There are some harsh pH conditions that come with this regular detergent. And then they have an impact on the leather. The leather begins to harden up. And because you're going in and out, because it's hard, it begins to break. You begin to see cracks. And all
yes,
that.
yes, I do. I've seen that.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen that.
And we've come across leather seats as well that have suffered from regular car washes. You know, you begin to see the color parts begin to fade off because they've been over scrubbed with harsh
material.
Yeah, materials
okay.
and
Right.
detergents.
Wonderful,
You know.
wonderful. Now,
So preserve that.
Now, like we did the last time, at the end of the show, we'll come back in a short while, show you the finished material. We're still working on this. We're making it happen. We're going to work on this. I'm going to make it happen. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll just Jesse. So how do we hit you up? Instagram, of course. Once again.
Instagram, my Auto Sparkle.
Okay.
Yes. Website is also www.myautosparkle.com.
All right. Okay. At the end of the show, we'll get to show you what Sam and Ola done with this car. Of course, Jesse the man. We'll be right back at the end.
Thank you.
This piece is a series of advices from my mother strung together to form a poem. It is called Home. When the morning comes and the light leaves you bare and speechless at your own reflection, you will taste a happy ending turn sour in your mouth with a choice to spit or to swallow. These words came from my mother, like a waterfall to a thirsty brook, an ode to a boy that stayed brewing, whetting his appetite to live, yet quenching the boiling world within. When the morning comes, your naivety will be a boy, standing in a blizzard with just an umbrella, hoping to rescue my heart from his mistakes. You will forget that you come from a long line of fighters who dreamed of surviving, yet woke up whole, left behind a battleground of uncertainties, rescued generations with nothing but love, taught themselves to dodge shrapnels even before you were born, formed you in the dead of the night on their knees with their mouths to God. There is nothing you could throw we haven't seen coming. By birthright, you are a warrior. The sun danced at your arrival. A whole village called you miracle. I call you Chiedozie. Your name is an answered prayer. A peace treaty between your present and your future. Do not forget the story of your birth. Let it sing purpose on your journey and whisper truth wherever you go. Do not forget where you come from. Recognize your heart when it roars. Know the difference between the hunter and the anger within you will wage war against yourself. Faith is your weapon. Never forget it. Groom your spirit to lead and your will to follow. Love is your lover. Never betray it. Always keep the memories of your first step, how you learned to stand even before you first fell. I hope you dance. I pray you remember the steps that lead back to joy. I hope you find good friends who wait behind like molars, waiting for what is hardest to swallow. And if they ever dig cavities in your heart, remember that resentment gets heavier with time. Sometimes forgiveness is the first stone. Don't try to fix a broken person. You may cut yourself with their sharp edges. Study each part of you and keep them close. Be careful who you trust with the smallest pieces, for they are the hardest to find. And when you finally return home, with parts of you you do not recognize, I will save one night and travel through your stories to meet you at a place where you are safe. And when your morning comes and a new beginning forms in your mouth like laughter, you will be sorry you worried the night before.
Welcome back. Now, having directly coached, trained, and counseled many people across many industries, Abiola Champ Salami is a published author and motivational speaker. Now, he's about to give us tips on how to bounce back from failure, which is part of course, our success and motivational talks for this month of December. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me.
You know, it's how to bounce back from failure sounds very generic, but people like to hear these things every day because, you know, people are failing every day. People go through ups and downs.
Yeah.
Some people have had a great year, some others haven't. Now, for this year, maybe we'll start with the area of business. The stock market has been down historically, you know. Also, you have the border closure has affected some businesses. Yeah. People who maybe they're relying on importation through the land borders. So many things have happened to certain people in the area of business this year that has been a big setback for them. How do you bounce back from failure?
One of the things we easily do around here, we say that your confession leads to your profession or possession, whatever word that we'll call it. And that is in many ways trying to cover up failure. And so the first thing is to be honest with our failures, you know, to accept it and know that, yes, I have failed. And that is the beginning of this. So whether it's in business, whether it's in your career, somebody has lost his job or hard job, whether it's even in a relationship as well, somebody had a failed marriage, failed relationship, or failed relationships within the family, father, mother, between siblings. The first thing is to accept that failure. I agree that I have failed in this thing. Now,
So acceptance is the first step.
acceptance is very important. Because when we are not honest with our failures, we can't even seek ways to grow and improve it. If we keep saying it is well or it will be well, I have failed. But then as much as we are saying accept that you have failed, don't beat yourself down too much as well. Because that could even lead you to a state where you think, where you can't separate the failure from your person. That I have failed doesn't mean I'm a failure. So the first thing is I accept that, yes, I have failed. In this instance in business because of the government policy or because even of some things I probably did wrong in the course of the year. So I have failed. Second thing is I don't beat myself down too much. I know it is the event that failed. I'm not the one that failed as a person. And so when I don't see myself to have failed as a person, I can still dream more. I can still be open to see what my errors were and correct them. And I can now bounce back in the new year to start with a new note.
So let's talk about bouncing back because I think that's what a lot of people are also thinking about. That okay, some people say I'm below the bottom of the barrel, or you know, some other people say, look, I'm starting from scratch. Other people say I've fallen and I can't get up. What are the steps? What do I then do if I'm thinking about making a comeback from this particular setback that I faced?
The feeling of failure itself robs us of that positive energy to want to push ahead. And so one of the things I personally do, and what I've also shared with some of the people I've coached over time that has worked, is yes, I have a big failure now, but what was the last time I recorded success? Not necessarily saying it was last year or 2 years ago, remembering the situation where I succeeded and reminding myself of that feeling that I experienced because of the success, and now saying to myself that I want to relive this experience again. Because when we fail at anything, especially when it's a big thing, when it's a defining moment, we lose energy, we lose zest. At times we even lose our self-esteem and we lose that urge to pursue, you know, to move ahead and forge ahead with something great. So the first thing to bouncing back is remember your past success. And when you remember your past success, it fills you with strength to move on. Another thing to that is gratitude. No matter how bad that thing is this year, there's still one thing to be grateful for. And when you are grateful, you also bring some positive energy into yourself that will start to make your mind to think positively, and you can look at what to do in the new year. Failure is a reality, and by the way, failure is not bad in itself. Failure is good because there are times it's good for us to fail. It gives us a check. When you keep succeeding on and on again, you can find yourself, you can think that you are just the best person in the world. You can just have that pride, and not good pride, you know, you can just have that arrogance as if anything that you touch, you have the Midas touch automatically. And it robs us of the opportunity to learn as well. So when we fail, it is good that we take a chill pill, but we don't allow that failure to hold us back from forging ahead in achieving greater things.
Now, you're talking about, you know, most of what I'm getting from you now is to the individual. Let's talk to the collective. A situation where someone is a leader, maybe in a company an organization or an association, whatever it is, and everybody knows that we're going through a tough time, or 2019 we failed in some areas. How does a leader lead his organization out of that situation and then focus on the new year and the future?
Fantastic. From the organizational perspective, this is performance management. And so how should the leader move on? The first is to do an appraisal of where we are as an organization. So where you are as an organization, what are the things that accounted for the failure? Is it just government policy? Are there competence issues, which is you don't have the right person that can do the work? And so in competence, you look at the composition of your team. Do they have the right knowledge, the right skills, and the right attitude in order to achieve the goal that you set for 2019? Now, if they couldn't achieve the goal for 2019, why didn't they achieve the goal? Why did they fail? And then now moving into the new year, what are the learning points such that you don't record the same thing in the new year? And as much as we're talking about this from the organizational point of view, it's also equally important that we know that employees are first people before they become employees. So it's important to touch base on an individual level first and then now collectively move on. But again, we cannot overemphasize the fact that if your team is failing, you're not meeting your target set for the year, what are the issues? Is it a performance issue again? The composition of your team, are they competent enough to do this job? Some people have a target to sell X number of products in a year, and then they just get every kind of person in. At times, because people can talk, just get them in and you think automatically they can sell. That somebody is competent enough to talk doesn't mean the person is competent enough to communicate, doesn't mean the person is competent enough to sell. So what you want to do is to get competent people who will do this job so that you can achieve your goal for the year. Now, it's okay that you did not achieve it in 2019, but it said that the last best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So you didn't achieve it in 2019. In 2020, you want to focus on the competence of the composition of your team members so that you can exceed your goal.
Wow. Thank you so much for talking to us about focusing on these various things. I want you to just talk to someone out there, getting to the end of the year now. Just one word for them that will make them feel like, yeah, okay, I think I can get up and try again.
So, the truth is, we've come to the end of the year. Today is the 23rd. We have 8 more days to go this year. The truth also is that many great things can still happen to you even within the next 8 days. If you think about your failure too much, you may not succeed. If you consider the areas of failure and take the lessons, yes, you will succeed. But in all of this, don't let anybody make you feel inferior, because inside of you lies the power to rock your world like a champion.
Abiola Champ Salami, thank you so much for giving us that motivation that we needed for the rest of this year, I tell you. And for your reward, I'm going to be taking you to the kitchen. We're going to be joining the rest of the team to tell us what they've done for us this morning.
Great.
All right.
Okay, Yomi. Yomi is very rushing very fast to get to the kitchen. Now you've forgotten you need to come here first. All right. So Jesse is here and we are done. You can see that place now. We're done with all the chairs, but that chair, the back chair there, we conditioned it too, right? So even though we're still in the process of conditioning, by the time we're done with conditioning, it will shine. But hey, look at it. The leather, there's already a difference here. I can already see it. There's a difference with the leather there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. And we also have the door panel. We'll also show you the door panel. This is being conditioned. The leather is wonderful there. But we'll also show you the door panel. We spoke about this one, and like we said, the frequency of this one should be like how often?
Once in 3 months.
Once in 3 months. Once in 3 months. So that's not too much. Yeah, that's not too much. Okay. So while we get back to the door panel now, and yeah, we can see the door panel there. The door panel is looking lovely, man. Great job there, Ola. Great job there. Great job there. So that has been conditioned, Ola. Has it been conditioned? No? Has it been conditioned? Okay, still working on the conditioning, but there's a very marked difference. I can see it's different. It's shining, man. It's shining. I know I spoke to Yomi about it, but Yomi now will be thinking of his car now, and this should be done on his car. But Jesse, thank you. Great work. Great work. Like we said, this is not DIY. This is not something you can do. Don't use harsh materials. So who now use petrol or fuel?
Yeah.
They think.
I heard some formulas and I was like, really?
You don't do that. You don't. This is not DIY. If you have any issue with that, hit up Auto Sparkle Instagram.
My Auto Sparkle.
And My Auto Sparkle, of course, on Instagram. They'll send them a DM. They'll come and get this kind of stuff to you. All right. So Jesse, thank you, great one.
Thank you.
We're still going to be on this series. Next time we're going to be talking about car engines, and that's one you'd want to really be a part of. All right. Let's head back. I guess it's because of the beauty queens in the house. Now I have two beauty queens right here. Now Greenfield, Nigeria is a fashion, art and beauty competition designed for outstanding Nigerian models. Now as this year's edition seeks to celebrate the ideal woman, we have here in the studio the winner of Miss Greenfield Nigeria 2019, Rosemary Okpe. And then, of course, when you hear the word petite, a couple of things come to mind. And beauty is definitely one of them for me. Now, Adenuwo Oluwaseyi is the winner of Miss Petite Nigeria 2019. Now, like most beauty queens, she's very passionate about youth development, women's and children's rights, and climate change. Your profiles, you guys are, well, really ready for it. Welcome. It's great to have you in the studio. Two beauty queens, 2019, Miss Greenfield and Miss Petite. Okay, so we're talking about this earlier. Tell us what Miss Greenfield is all about and what it represents.
Well, Miss Greenfield is a pageant. First of all, the theme of this year's pageant is an ideal woman. So it's a platform to elevate young female adults, to showcase their productivity, talent as well, and their creativity.
Wonderful. And how about Miss Petite?
So Miss Petite Nigeria is a pageant that promotes inclusivity. So we're in a world right now where beauty is not defined by your looks like how it used to be before. You had to be skinny, you had to be look a certain way really to be classified as beautiful. So Miss Petite includes people of shorter heights in beauty pageants because really you didn't choose to be there. And then it promotes your intellectual property. It just promotes intelligent women generally.
More than just the physical attributes. Now,
yes.
The both of you, was it always in your mind, did you ever think you'd be beauty queens?
Yes, because...
You always wanted to be beauty queens?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it. How was the journey for you?
I was really passionate about it, and my mom always encouraged me to participate in beauty pageantry.
She did?
Yes.
Your mom needs accolades, man. That's not something every mom would do. You're like, no, beauty pageants, no. So tell us about it. How did it all begin for you?
I
Where did it start?
Pageantries where, when I was in high school, I participated in Miss GS1, SS1, Inter-House Sport Queen. So I realized that, of course, this is my thing. So I was encouraged to, participate. To continue and all of that? To continue, yes.
All right, but now, you might not have thought you would have been a beauty queen at one point. How did it all play out for you?
I mean, since I was a child, I've always followed every beauty pageant, Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss Nigeria. I just loved everything about it, the glamour behind it, and the fact that they had like beauty with a purpose. Okay. But I didn't think I would ever be a beauty queen because of my height. So when I did some research, I realized that there was a pageant in Nigeria that included people of my height and like physical attributes. I was amazed, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to try this out and then see how it goes, and here I am. Okay, so let's talk about your experiences in camp and up until you won. Let's see if we can draw comparisons or similarities on how the journey was until you got to the crown. Tell us about your journey. The journey was amazing, really exciting, pretty much stressful, and then at some point it was really scary and I was tense because you tend to like do some things that you've never done before. Activities, of course, were taxed, lots of strategies involved. So it was to like showcase our creativity, our intelligence, how smart you can be in few minutes. And then it was quite productive. I really enjoyed myself. In camp, yes. How about you? It was very similar, like most camp experiences with pageants. I mean, I was taken out of my comfort zone. I was placed with complete strangers, and I had to make friends in such a short period of time. Of course, strategy is involved. You're told to do things that you haven't done before. And then really, you're just a different person when you go into the camp, and then when you're coming out, you're a completely different person. It really just tasks you. And then, yes, she's right. You're going to have to think on the spot very often.
When you got in, did you think you would win? Was there any contestant that, this one from the beginning, like, this gay,
Okay,
she's a threat or something?
There was one person, I wouldn't say she was a threat. I would say I admired her, Miss Oyo.
Okay.
I admired her resilience. I admired her hard work. She was really hardworking, and I really liked that about her. And we also happened to be roommates, so.
Now, talking about roommates, you saw this video, I don't know if you had seen it, this trend where Miss Nigeria was Miss Jamaica, picked up the crown, and Miss Nigeria was so over the moon, and people reacted different ways. They're like, nah, she's faking it. And some were like, no, she's happy for the other person. If you were the one, I mean, you're gotten up to the final 5. They're called the second, they're called the third, they're called the second, and then any of you 3 could have been the first. And then they call somebody else. Would you react that way? And if yes or if not, do you really think that that was a very pure reaction?
From Miss Nigeria?
From Miss Nigeria, yes.
I think it was very pure because right now women are in a space where we're really just trying to push each other and help each other adjust our crowns. It's not like it was before where we were kind of pitched against each other to fight. It's very different now. So if I were her, I would probably even do more because, probably. But if someone else was to be Miss Petite, I would completely support her. Every woman that was selected for this purpose was worthy of it, was completely worthy. So I'm not surprised that she was excited for her roommates because I'm sure they had bonded over the camp period.
Wonderful. You think so also?
Of course, I do think so.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. It was great talking to you guys. Just very fast, how do people get up to you on social media, maybe to support your projects and all of that? Just very fast.
Well, I'm working on my PEP project right now, and it will kick off in January.
Yeah, so on social media, how do people maybe get in touch with you or something? Is there any way?
Yes, the platform, the management is like getting involved. It's just to create awareness to support destitute children.
So you can find me on Instagram at Adenoashei, and on Twitter also at Adenoashei.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
much. It was
much.
great having this time out with you ladies. All right, all the best. All the best.
Thank
all
you
the best.
so much.
All right, that's all on the second lap of the show. We still have one more lap to go. There's still a whole lot more to come. You don't want to miss what we have. We're going away.
Thank you.
Welcome back. In the studio with us, we have Ronke Adeni, fondly called Ronke Posh. Now, she's a fun-loving and caring mom and is a certified and experienced Montessori director with vast experience in education and children's entertainment. Now, she'll be discussing parenting intentionally, and the question is, how intentional should parents be when raising their kids? Welcome to the show, Ronke
Hello,
Posh.
thanks for having me.
All right, so I know you've been working on quite a few projects. Before we came off the break, you mentioned a survey you took with this cross-section of some young people. Please tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so on just a few days ago, less than a week ago, I had a survey for teenagers. So I had about 300 of them on 2 WhatsApp platforms.
Okay.
I gave them a free mentoring session, and I also asked them to do the survey anonymously, just to find out, you know, their thoughts, what is it they want to say, and it was quite alarming, some of the responses that we got. One of the common challenges that we had was communication with parents. So the parents are often at home, but then they are emotionally unavailable to these children. So a lot of them are angry. A lot of them need somebody to talk to, but they can't talk to mom and dad. So we had issues like that, a lot of them on when I did the survey.
Okay, so I find it very interesting that you went ahead to do a survey and you found it important to get that information from them. Now, a lot of parents are just going along with their everyday lives and they're providing everything they believe their children need on a day-to-day basis. So are you saying that that is not intentional enough?
It's, in this day and age, it's not intentional enough. Giving them what they need is just what they, I mean, what is it that they need? Food, clothing, shelter, education.
Yes.
But they need more. They need you. They need you so that they can talk to you. They have issues, believe it or not. Teens, they have issues, and they need someone to talk to. So we need to give them more than what we are doing right now. A lot of parents are outsourcing their parenting to caregivers, to drivers, to domestic workers, and they really need to step in and take control.
Okay, so now could we give some pointers on how to be more intentional? So we're on a day-to-day, they get to school, they do their homework, they get to bed on time, they're, properly dressed. It's intentional to make them, get them well educated and looking good every single day.
Yeah.
And healthy,
Yeah.
of course. So how else can a parent be more intentional about what they do?
You need to communicate. Okay. Those children really want to talk to you. They need you to ask them, how are you doing? How was your day? Do you have any issues, any challenges? And it doesn't really have to come out as formally as I'm talking to you right now. I mean, if a 5-year-old, for example, you can say, if an elephant comes into your classroom, who would you want it to eat or something? They would tell you the person they don't like in the classroom. There are ways around these sort of things. So you need to communicate with the children. You need to give them some kind of responsibility. Someone doing everything for them, a house help doing everything for them. You're going to the schools and you're fighting the teachers. You're not giving them any sense of responsibility. You need to give them tasks. You need to give them chores to do. You need to be present. A lot of parents now are on social media. So you can have a typical family meal where dad is on his tablet, mom is on hers, and the children are doing their own thing. So they're together, but they are not together. So you need to have that time where all the devices go off. In my house, when it's dinner time, there are no devices on. In fact, because of the nature of what I do, I kind of like give an excuse that, because I'm working on my phone. No, but at certain times where I have to intentionally leave it upstairs in my room because I will touch it. So we need to put deliberate actions and steps in place in our homes to ensure that we are there for these children. We are intentional about the things that we are doing with them.
Okay, so can I go back a bit to the survey? Were there any particular comments from any of these young people that struck you?
The alarming ones is that a lot of them are doing things that their parents are not aware of. Okay. And they can't tell their parents because they're going to yell at them, they're going to beat them, not even smack, they're going to actually beat them, and they're going to go over the top. There was one that said that he's in he called the name of the school, I'm not going to call the name of the school, it's a very expensive school, and he said he hates his school.
Okay.
I hate my school, but I know my mom wants me to be there because she wants to show off.
Wow, he said that.
Yeah. So you get things like that. So how come, what has gone wrong, really? What has gone wrong? So yes, they are addicted to social media. A lot of them said they were addicted to games. They love playing games on social media. They love chatting. They are on multiple apps, just to engage them. Fortunately, this set, I didn't really get a lot of drug usage or suicidal thoughts. Okay. Whilst that does exist, this particular set of kids didn't have those challenges. But it was evident that they needed their parents. They wanted to speak to their parents about the issues that they were going through, but they didn't find that their parents were available.
So being available is important. That's one of the things parents can do during this holiday.
Yeah,
making sure they're available, putting their phones down, actually engaging the children. And there was one more you mentioned.
Giving them tasks, giving them a sense of responsibility in the homes. These days, children get cooked for. You find a 5-year-old can't do his buttons. They can't do their shoes. They can't dress up. Because so someone will brush their teeth, bath them, do everything for them. So they are just growing up without any sense of responsibility. We need to back off and let them do things. Let them get it wrong. It's in getting it wrong that they will learn how to do these things.
Ronke Posh, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and it's great to have you in the studio. Please come back again. There's still so much to talk about.
Thank you.
That's all we can take on our parenting segment for today, but please, we'd love to know what you think. Go to our social media pages, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and we'll try and answer those questions that you have. Talk where?
Here with the Vox Vitae Choir, also known as the VV Choir. Now, Christmas is tomorrow, and everybody's excited, and we're already in the carol mode. But guess what? Vox Vitae are going to be serenading us with amazing Christmas songs this morning. Mr. T Sharp, how are you doing this morning?
Very well.
Now, I know I'm not so learned in the keyboard or the music world, but I know there's no T on the keyboard.
There is no T. The T is the name, actually.
Okay.
But I'm answering my name as a key rather than a person.
Okay, so T Sharp. So what are we listening to this morning?
Well, we have a couple of songs. We have Merry Giddy Christmas. Eluagogo.
That's like an original composition.
It is original.
Oh,
well,
great.
it's an old folk song, Eluagogo, but we arranged it in a very unique way that Lagosians are going to enjoy it.
Okay.
Nigerians are going to enjoy it.
Okay.
And we also have Majesty,
you have a lot
Worship,
for
an
us this morning.
Africanized version.
Of it.
Yes,
You know
and
what?
then we have a couple of carols that
Okay,
we're
I'm
singing.
not going to delay you because I'm sure there's a whole audience waiting to watch that. Blow us away.
Thank you very much.
So I've got two special guests joining me this morning. Kemi Lala Akindoju, who holds a master's degree in media and communication from the Pan Atlantic University and is an award-winning actor and producer. Adelaoye, well, she's a musical person and also into theater as well. And both of them are joining us this morning to talk about something very special. It's called Ada, the Country, which is a stage play that is going to be starting in January.
Yes.
That's in a few days' time.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning and for waking up early.
Yeah. Yes.
I know it can be tough sometimes. Well, you guys are theater people, so
Okay.
I shouldn't.
It means what? We're like in the military.
Yeah, you know.
It just means we're disciplined. So
yeah, disciplined, and you know, you have all-night rehearsals and stuff. Anyway, so Ada, the country. I'm trying to avoid saying Ada the musical.
Yeah,
Well,
because it is a musical.
It's a musical,
Yeah.
and so I've been seeing it all over the place on billboards, electronic billboards. I'm like, okay, this is really good. Looks like something I'd like to see. Lots of actors. You guys are there. Kate Henshaw, Patience, of course. So it's a nice mix, but it's all women, and I'm wondering why. So let's start from there because I didn't see any guys. Just I saw 8 women on the billboard. I think about eight or 9 women. So let's start from there.
I mean, like the name says, Ada the Country, and the story is about a woman who loses herself and goes on a journey to find herself. And through these country of women, she finds herself.
Right.
Why all women? It was just the intention from when it was an idea, from when it was conceived. It was always supposed to be a play about women and talking about. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a broken record, and if I do, well, I don't care. But the issues that women go through cannot be overemphasized, and the anatomy of a woman, the stereotypes and the boxes that the society has placed women in are conversations we need to constantly have. And I dare say that the issues that Ada the Country tackles are issues that we take for granted. They're the seemingly not obvious issues, but they're there.
Yeah, there was something that, I mean, the story is about something about a fire. Starts from there was an incident with a fire.
Have you come to our
I just read a lot.
You just read.
Okay, so now, that fire, you know, when I looked at it, I thought the fire is a metaphor for something else. So something you were talking about.
I love it.
Something that women go through. Is that the story you're trying to tell?
I mean, I always like to say that art is subjective. And when people ask me, oh, what are you trying to tell the audience? I'm like, we're going to tell our story and the audience is going to get whatever they want to. So yes, the fire, and yes, it does mean many things. But if people only get it as a physical or a literal fire, that's fine.
Right.
If they see it as something else is burning, that's also okay. I don't like to force the audience. You must get this from it. I want the audience to just watch it, enjoy it, and take whatever it is that comes to them. Then there's a bigger sense of ownership with the story.
Now you're working on this project, and it's almost like do you think that the nation is the country Nigeria is ready to embrace this this message of equality, understanding women better, and being able to address issues that women face, whether it's medical, whether it's on a personal level, professional, whatever it is?
I don't think they have to be ready, but they have to hear it. And I think, you know, any group that's being marginalized or oppressed in some way, shape, or form doesn't seek permission from their oppressor to speak out. You take it.
When you use the word oppressed, it makes me feel like...
No, I like the fact that you feel bad. That means you're on our side.
You know, there are a lot of issues that need to be addressed. And I think, like you said, they don't have to be ready, but we're ready to speak. And I think that's what matters, and that's what's important.
So let's go into details of the program. We don't have that much time. It starts on January 2nd.
Yes.
Where's the location?
It's at Ajip Recital Hall Museum Center.
Okay.
Yeah, from the 2nd to the 5th. So on the 2nd, we have one show at 7 p.m. And from the 3rd to the 5th, we have 2 shows every day at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. The command performance will be on the 5th at 7 p.m. Like you said in the cast, it's a mix of you know, actors from different generations.
Yeah.
And we have 2 matriarchs. We have Patience Ozokwo, Mama
Mama
G.
G.
And she hasn't been on stage in forever.
Yeah.
So this is a first for her in these times. So everybody should come and see her. We have the amazing Joke Silva.
Wow.
You know, and I tell people, Joke Silva is going to be singing.
Yes.
We made people
Amazing,
sing.
yeah.
So yeah, Joke Silva, there's Kate Henshaw, there's Bimbo Akintola, there's Chidolo Merua, there's Adilaye.
It's going to be amazing.
Oludara Egetin Oluchi Odi. Amazing people.
So you are the producer and director.
Yes.
So that's amazing, I feel. You talked about a lot of collaborations that had to happen. Can you just talk to us about
this is a collaboration. If you've heard our publicity or seen our publicity materials, you'll see Doyen Circle at the top of it. And Doyen Circle is executive producing this project. And Doyen Circle, so there's a collaboration between Doyen Circle and myself. Doyen Circle came with the idea to me and said, you know, I wanted to do this. And then I'm like, look, if this is what you're thinking, there's only one person I know who can write it. And that's Titi Lopeshonuga. And I dare say Titi did an amazing job with the script. And because no work of art is better than its script. And I am grateful that, you know, the people at Doyen Circle trusted me enough to go on with the process and insist on many things. And from the day that I read, you know, I had the crazy idea to cast Patience Ozokwo, and I told my business partner, and she was like,
So how did you convince her, though?
No, you know, to be honest, I'd never worked with her, and I'd never met her. But of course, everybody is a fan of hers. And so I started to find her number. And then I know I spoke to Kate Henshaw and Joke Silva, and I said, please, you guys know Mama G. Can you help me? I have this dream
to work with
her on stage, you know. And they're like, all the best, too. But, you know, they gave me. And, you know, I went cold turkey. But guess what happened? We met at a function a week before I needed to speak with her. So somehow there was the first meeting, which, you know, she was just a nice person. So I messaged her again. I called her. And the first thing she said was, let me check my calendar.
Yeah.
And when she checked her calendar and I sent her the details, I haven't told anybody in public this. She sent me the most heartwarming message. She said, Dear Lala, thank you so much for thinking of me for this. I promise I wouldn't let you down.
Oh,
I
that's
teared
deep.
up. I legit teared up. So I'm just like,
That's so awesome.
I'm the one who's grateful to have you, you know.
That's
and she's
amazing.
been nothing short of
So you must be under a lot of pressure now.
Yes, I'm not even going to lie.
Last minute
1 week to
setups
showtime.
and
1 week, 1 week.
So what do you expect is going to happen after
the show must go on, as they say. It has to happen, yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to it, just being in the company of these amazing women. Lala is also in the cast. She didn't mention her. She's in it as well. So just being able to tell this powerful story, Titi's words are so powerful. And it's not a play for women. It's for everybody. There's so much to learn. And I'm just excited to bring the character to life and to just tell this powerful
We do have
story.
a surprise on the day that we're going to reveal. So I'm going to tell everybody to just stay tuned to our Instagram pages, follow Ada the Country, and follow all of us. On the morning of the opening, we're going to surprise you. You in particular, you will surprise.
No, I'm definitely going to. I mean, so it's 2nd to the 5th. So 3 days.
4 days. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Oh, yeah. So 4 days. I'm going to find, I think, maybe on the 3rd or the 4th.
You got to come.
Definitely be there and just, you know, I love stage. It's electrifying.
Yes.
There's no other way to describe it.
And it's a musical. With all original music. Please, people should get their tickets.
Please get your tickets. Where can you get the tickets?
Go to ariatickets.com or nairabox.com to buy your tickets. Buy.
Anyway, so I'm going to take you guys to the kitchen. We have something, suya spicy chicken. I don't know, there's suya spicy chicken, something like that.
All generations loving honor thee. The soul shall be Emmanuel by seeds foretold. Most highly favored lady, Lord. O Lord, and magnify his holy.
You know, this was an absolutely beautiful year when it comes to the kitchen. We had all sorts of things, traditional, Asian, European, American. We had it all here.
Yeah, and thankfully there was no disaster.
No kitchen disasters.
No kitchen disaster.
Well, but the ones you didn't see. So I'm sure there were some that happened here behind the scenes. Water pouring all over the place, something catching on fire. But yeah, we did good. We did good. What did you think? You were in the kitchen a lot.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen a lot, mostly because Madam MM decided to take a long break.
Yeah, but she's back now. She's back now. Anyway, so so not too long ago, we had this, you know, this beautiful spread here. I think you were still away at the time, and it was really nice. You know, there were fruits and just healthy foods, healthy breakfast options, Greek yogurt. What's that other thing again? Yeah, so
was it a parfait?
So there was a parfait, and then like a platter of fruits and veggies. And,
Will you guys stop?
Natural salads.
I feel like you guys planned that this would happen.
Including the dressing. Including the dressing was healthy. Everything, including the dressing, was healthy.
I don't like
and
bananas, so.
Yeah, so it was bananas and grapes and yeah, everything. Okay. Oh, banana bread was also there as well, with almonds, just everything you can think of, cashew nuts. It was really, really
why
good.
is Yomi doing this? Is my mouth supposed to be watering?
No, because I'm just remembering, and I promised that I would go to that location.
Is it possible for us to see it?
Where she is? Well, they call her something light.
That's her name.
That's
No wonder.
something light. Yeah.
Okay, so since I missed this, can I experience it again? At least
please,
if we
please
eat
let's
out
experience
of
it. Take a look at what happened. It was really nice, really, really exciting.
Let's see. Let's see.
So tell us once again what you've put into these parfaits.
Okay, as you can see, there are different types of parfait here. One was made with apples, grapes, kiwi, and then it was topped off with granulas and coconut shavings. Okay. And then this, which is my favorite, you know, there's a bit of passion fruit in it and mango.
Fruit. I want people to see the passion fruit in there. Okay, oh my goodness! Now, passion fruit is not something that's readily available everywhere. So when you see it in a parfait, you know that it's extra special. So what's this one?
So these also have apples, grapes, and then kiwi, and then topped off with granulas and coconut shavings. Okay. This right here is made with just Greek yogurt and homemade jam, mulberry and strawberry jam.
Oh my God! Looking at this, it looks evil. I want to say it looks wicked. Like, oh my God, it looks like such goodness. So this looks like mango.
Yes, and passion fruit as well.
And coconut. So for all the producers who are exclaiming about how beautiful this looks, this is mine. So just ignore this one at the back here. I've taken it. Don't worry. But all the producers looking at me, don't worry. Give me query. I don't mind. Then there's something else here. What's this?
Okay, so this is apple and cinnamon bread. You know, you can also have it as a dip with your yogurt. Yeah.
You want me to dip bread inside yogurt?
Oh, best feeling ever.
Wait, can you just like shout out to Something Light?
Something Light, very
Jane
nice.
Francis here. Now, she's been so hard at work. Welcome to the kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Now, you need to tell us how you came about these parfaits as quickly as possible, and of course, the salad.
All right, for the parfait, we use Greek yogurt, and then we used apples, grapes, kiwi for this. For this, we used passion fruits, mangoes, Greek yogurt, and then it was topped with coconut shavings.
So this is actually
okay,
pretty healthy.
Our guest has to taste this. Please bring the serving dish. So, easy. Sorry. I'm not sure what part of it she would like to taste the most. So what do I
the green part.
So you're going to serve.
The green part.
All right.
I'm going to serve. You have
really
to
special.
serve it. Ooh, let me see if I can serve it well. So you serve it in there like that. I hope I'm doing this the right way.
Yes, you are.
I am? Okay. Some eggs maybe?
Yeah.
Some grapes maybe?
Wow, this is a full load.
And then, of course, the chicken.
So is there going to be some dressing for that? Or is this
Where's the salad dressing?
Here.
Okay.
So this is healthy salad dressing.
So you drizzle the dressing. Would you like some dressing? Would you?
Well, I will.
Okay,
I'd
so
like
let's
to try.
give her some dressing. Woo!
All right, we'll have to do that very quickly.
Yes, you need to have a quick taste.
This
and
looks
tell us what you
really
think.
good.
Let us know what you think. So healthy alternatives for this Christmas for you guys.
So what do you think?
The dressing is fantastic.
The dressing is fantastic. Okay.
I tell you, and
taste the chicken. Taste the chicken. I'm interested in chicken because of the George Foreman grill that you used. Let me
Oh,
see.
right, okay.
That's what it is. What do you
It
think?
has no oil. What happened?
We use the grill, and the grill is slanted, so all the oil kind of drains off, so none is reabsorbed in the chicken. Yeah.
Right.
So the
Very
grill
nice, very
slants
nice.
off.
Well done, chef.
So I'm just going to keep staring at the screen. I can't believe I missed all that.
I know, absolutely.
I'm not looking at you, I'm
angry. It was
angry.
really good, especially the yogurt. They make the yogurt themselves, and it's really thick. That's the Greek yogurt. I'm trying to find out how they do it, but it's really, really good, and it's very healthy. The banana bread also, totally healthy, no sugar.
Is that the banana bread you've been raving about?
Oh, yeah.
The same one, right?
No sugar,
Wow.
really good,
So
and not expensive.
The banana was used as a sweetener for it.
So, yeah, so the banana is the sweetener, and it has some fruits as well. I think almonds and raisins or something like that.
And for folks like Madame Fitzfarm, I'm sure it's something really
Exactly. So that's the kind of thing you need when you want like healthy alternatives for breakfast and stuff like that. Really good.
Really nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, we talked about where you can go as an adult,
Yes.
concerts and stuff during this holiday period, but there's also something for the kids.
Yes, and this is something you would really find exciting, just like your children will.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for following us out and about in Lagos. Where do we find ourselves today? We're at the Palms Shopping Mall at a special place called the Bubbles Play Kingdom. Want to find out what this place is all about? Well, yeah, so do I. I hear it's a very safe and comfortable place for your kids to come hang out. Maybe if you want to go watch a movie or you need to do some shopping and you don't want your kids dragging your hand, Mommy, I want this. Mommy, I want that. Yeah, this is the kind of place where you come drop them off so they can have their fun while you go do your thing. So let's go inside, shall we? All right. Hello. Hi. Oh. Okay. Yeah, smothering you with love. Oh, hello. Oh, okay, this is a cheeky monkey. Cheeky monkey. Yeah, okay. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi. All right. I'm about to go have some fun. Are you coming? Okay, so we're here. First thing they said, take off my shoes, put on my socks. I'm gonna do that as quickly as possible. I'm set to play. Okay, so yeah, this guy, I feel like you should follow me home. That guy looks scary. Is that your cousin? Is he your cousin? Yeah, maybe. But who's this guy? He looks really lonely in the corner. Ooh, that's a. Okay, all right. Let's get out of the jungle and into the jungle gym itself, people. Bubbles, 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 Bubbles Play Kingdom. Okay, so I know that it's about time for me to have some fun, but I want someone to take me around. I need to know more about this place just so that you can follow us along the journey. Hi, Ajoke.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's fine.
All right, so treat me like a kid. What's the first thing you would want me to do?
You can sit on the merry-go-round, which goes round and round.
Round and round. It does, doesn't it? Are you sure this can carry me?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. I'll try my best. Woo! Okay, done. So what's next?
To the slide.
To the slide. Okay, show me where the slide is.
This way.
All right. Woohoo! Okay. All right, I'm here, finally. Okay, it's been a while. How do kids do this all day, every day? Are you sure I'm not too old for this?
No, not
You sure?
very sure.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Set, and go! Oh my goodness. Okay, that was fun. That was actually very fun. All right, so I have a feeling your kids are going to be here for a lot longer than you thought. So. All right. So now it's time for some more fun. Where are you taking me, Ajoke? Where?
Trampoline.
The trampoline.
Yeah, trampoline.
Okay, so I had a really complicated experience with the trampoline back in the day, and I think I need to combat that fear right now.
You have to.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe I can I jump? Yes! Yes! Okay, I'm kidding, but I have to say it is a lot of fun. Hey, okay. Woo! After all that jumping, I'm thirsty. Ajoke, where can I get a drink?
Yeah, you can get the.
So I can get a drink here?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I guess I can get some food here as well. Yeah, all right. So what sort of food can I get here?
You can get chicken nuggets.
Okay.
You can get burger meal. You can get hot dog.
Okay.
We have a lot of lovely and tasty meals, affordable meals.
For kids. All right then. So, I feel like some French fries. I feel like some chicken nuggets. And I need a drink. So let me get the drink first, but maybe you could make the order for me. Where is she? Where did she go? Okay, she's right here. Hi. All right. Can I have a drink?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Do you want Coca-Cola?
What? Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so I want some French fries, some chicken nuggets, and anything else that's tasty. How long is that gonna take? 5 minutes? Fantastic. All right, my food is here. Oh, isn't that so cute? Yes. Chicken nuggets. That's what I'm talking about. All right then, so it's been a fun time at the Bubbles Play Kingdom right here at the Palms Shopping Mall. Now, I've had an experience as an adult. Imagine how much fun the kids will have with stuff like this everywhere. Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to be spending a lot of time here having loads of fun. I've had a blast, and I have a feeling you have too. And this is where we've been out and about in Lagos.
Welcome back.
You said how?
It's coffee. Well, I mean, we're all in the kitchen this morning, and you know it's Boxing Day, and sometimes people just want to go out and chill, and sometimes you might not know where to go. So we want to give you a few things, depending on what you're interested in. Some people are interested in raves and parties, some concerts, some plays. So today, you might want to find out where Queen Moremi is showing. I think that's showing somewhere in Victoria Island, and that's like just 5K. So if you want to go for that, Mike did an interview with.
We gave out tickets.
Oh, we gave out tickets to Queen Moremi.
Those of you that gave tickets and you didn't go for the show, I didn't see me.
Is it too late to go?
Come and return it.
I think what's actually.
I think it was just for one day, or for just that particular day.
Okay,
right?
so it was 24. So for 24th, we had two performances. We had the second one, which I was there. The second one had the Oni and the other rulers and all of that. The first, it was a command performance, and the first one was where we gave out tickets, VVIP, and some people did not show.
Oh, what I loved most about, or what I like most about the stage play, the musical, basically, is the cause, which is to end modern day slavery. And I think it's very, very key that we're keen to some of this events,
there should always be a cause, because there's so many issues happening around the world, and especially here in Nigeria. So I actually like the idea.
It's not just about going to cinemas. People need to realize that stage plays are equally as exciting, in fact, most times more interesting than just sitting in cinema watching stuff happening. It's really good stuff to go watch.
So yeah, so that's a big one today, and then also. I think tomorrow, when is, I think Wizkid or somebody is having a concert, I think on the 27th.
There's like a lineup of concerts.
So there's a lineup of a bunch of concerts.
Today. Yesterday night was Burna Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so Wizkid is 26th, and then I think a bunch of others till all the way till 31st. But here, I have something called the Calabash Concert. I don't know where that is taking place.
Calabash concert.
Sounds like palm wine.
Calabash Concert. So maybe they'll be playing Kegite songs or something. I don't know. But there's also Palm Wine Music Festival on the 28th.
Yes, there's that.
I'd like to go for that one.
Yeah, Palm Wine.
Yeah, sure. I'd
yeah,
Palm Wine.
so that's on the 28th. And then on the same day, the same 28th, you have your Eat Drink Festival. And that's just 1K to enter. So
but you still have to pay for the food now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, now. You know the way the 1K sounded.
Exactly.
You're already picturing
you're paying,
all the
and then
food
you're
going
going
to
to
eat.
spend money. So
And then you're like, that's just entry tickets.
Yeah. Okay.
But most importantly, let's bear in mind, while we are having so much fun, you know, at some of these events, let's bear in mind that January is like 6 months in 1 month.
1 year in 1 month.
6 months, I'll be 1 year, exactly. 1 year in 1 week.
Every week is 3 months.
Yeah.
I tell people January is 93 days.
Let's not get carried
And guess what?
away.
December 30th, we have Malian Fest.
Yes.
Malian.
Okay, so
No, to round off the year,
you
go to
missed
church.
some concerts.
Okay, I missed some
Yes,
concerts,
so
okay.
I have the Dirty December menu.
What is our own Dirty
It's
December?
Dirty December menu. So today is Kiss Daniel's live concert.
Has he been given a go ahead by the courts? I
don't
know. Will it happen? Okay.
We'll still wait and see. And then on the 28th, Two-Face also has a concert.
Oh, wow,
So you might want to save some money for that. Then on 29th, Future is live in Lagos.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and 30th Malian Fest.
So that's it is to round up the year.
It's to just close.
Who's a Malian fan here? Who's a Malian here?
To cut it out.
Okay, so I have to make a...
Are you a Malian?
I have to make a confession.
You're a Malian.
I don't know any...
You don't know any Malian?
Naira Marley song.
Oh, no, I don't
I
either.
don't either.
Okay, no, I
Okay.
know
I don't
one.
feel like it's cool
a
to say,
goal.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that
No,
one.
I didn't say it was
no,
cool.
it's not cool. No,
I don't-
we know it's trending. But I know it's a goal. That one for...
That's not...
Okay, was that him?
Yes, that was him. Yes, it was
Ah.
him. So he got a host of other artists.
It was for.
Okay, but it was the main guy.
But he was the main guy.
So you don't know Okpotoi?
Huh?
Okpotoi.
Okpotoi.
Never mind.
Okay.
Oh, Okpotoi. How does the song go?
Okpotoi.
Yeah.
See. Yeah, Malians in the house. Are you a Malian?
The way you look at that man, that's in everybody insults him in the open.
And inside
And I feel like in private,
Just
they are all his
adoring
fans.
him.
That nonsense boy. I don't know what's wrong with that boy. Once you just hear inside like, hey.
You know what's funny?
That's the song as well. Okay, Inside Life.
that's another
He also sang
song.
that. Yes, Inside
Okay,
Life.
okay.
You know something funny about
Okay,
this
I've heard that
Naira
one, I've
Marley
heard that
guy
one. Yeah.
is I dare say that the lack of interest started from that EFCC incident, which unfortunately and ironically was what pushed him into
It did push him
limelight.
out, yeah.
Yes.
Which is, but since then I've just been
It's
like,
funny how bad publicity actually could
As
turn out
in-
to be good, you know, for your career. I mean, look at, you just flip the coin and then you become
But
popular.
before then, Bad Dude was already very big.
He was
no,
very
it
was
wasn't as big.
very-
No, it
I
wasn't
didn't know
as
Naira
big.
Marley before
People
EFCC
knew
arrested
him,
him.
but
you
not
still
the
don't
way
know
they
songs,
know
so the
him
point
now.
is, like, use
The
you
point
know.
is, Dude had already dropped his hits and everything, very big ones. The big hits had already come. When was that? After then, we've never heard any major hits.
Oh,
The
there's
hits had already been dropped.
Well, the hits might have been dropped, but it was still not the sensation.
Anyway, we're going to come back to this argument later on. But
Yeah.
this man hustled his way to success from a very young age. You want to take a look at this package and we'll come back after.
In any nation, SMEs are essential for an accelerated economic growth, and they constitute almost 90% of the businesses in Nigeria.
We learn from anything we are doing. Nítorí iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ rí wò lè fẹ́ tí o bá kàwé ló lè ṣe. nígbà yẹn kẹ̀dẹ̀ ni àwọn òbí mi they are not capable or lágbára púpọ̀ láti rán mi lọ́lé ìwọ̀n bá free education tí mo ní nígbà yẹn mo dúpẹ́ òun náà ni mo nílò báyìí.
This is Idumota, one of the oldest and arguably one of the largest in West Africa. Come rain or shine, this market in the heart of Lagos Island remains alive with the hustle and bustle of trading activities. Alhaji Giwa is a business owner here whose journey started with a partnership with his brother decades ago.
We try to learn tailor. Mo pé tailor lọ, mo ṣe every 3-4 months. Mo kó di tailor yẹn. Ǹjẹ́ ti máa lọ kọ́ mechanic, ó dàbí màmá ro dáadáa mo kéré dẹ̀ mi kí n tètè lè èjì mi kó tó waste. Kí ní kankan di mu, mo ṣe àfẹ́ níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́. So at least I'll be in total control. Àbúrò mi tọ́bí tẹ̀lé mi, Alhaji Samson. Ìgbà tó náà jáde léwu, kò ní ìdí pé lọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ kankan mọ́. Ó kọ́ sọ pé òun wá bìkan tó ètí máa máa tajà. Ọ̀gọ́ ṣògùn àyè sílẹ̀. Ọlágbẹ́mi ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń gbà yẹn, mo ti kó díẹ̀ fún. Ìgbìgbì lọ sọ wípé owó kékeré lọ́mọ ń gbà lọ́wọ́ aláàrin ìbálòpọ̀ ń gbà yẹn. During that time o, ìgbà tó ti ní shop, ọ ti lé mi ibi iṣẹ́. So I understand, o ti ń tajà ẹ lọ, o ti ń grow up. Ìgbà tó wá gbọ́ pé ẹgbẹ́ kò ń di mechanic, ìgbé mi ò ṣe mechanic mọ́. Wọ́n ní iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe iye o ti ṣe ní ọdún mẹ́ta, kò ní sí fóònù nìkan kó o máa ṣe. Wọ́n tẹ́mi ṣe lọ́kọ̀ mechanic. Let me just stay. Kémi àti onídìjọ máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn, ipò máa help. Nígbà tí àbúrò mi ṣe jẹ́ ìpapọ̀ nìyẹn.
It eventually became necessary for the two to run their individual businesses in order to meet their growing responsibilities at home.
Àbúrò mi ṣe dáadáa lóko, èmi náà ṣe dáadáa ń tọ́jú oṣó. Ó wà ń tọ́jú oṣó yẹn bíi almost 10 years. Èmi náà ti gbé nǹkan àmì tọ́jú oṣó. So understand, Ọlọ́run ti ṣe ṣọ́ọ̀bù ó ti di tèmi. So that from there mo á lọ rẹ kan apàdé ní factory. Ìgbà tí wọ́n mú pé ṣé yóò ṣe bá ṣe fún bá pẹ̀lẹ́ mi yẹn bó ṣe dúró tí mi yẹn pé bá tẹ̀ ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi yẹn. Àbúrò mi wá pè mí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ padà pé à lóbi tún ṣe padà sí Èkó nìyẹn kò wá ṣe iṣẹ́ tí a lè fi ṣeré mọ́ ẹni tó bá mọ̀ mí dáadáa lọ́dún yẹn ó ní ibi ṣe máa ń dé week. Bọ̀ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ta gbé wà tájọ kà wọ́n kọjá wọ́n ní à ọ̀rẹ́ mi wọ́n ti máa dé week bí ogun à mo ní kọjá máa dé week o tó bá pé kí n dé week ni màá fi make it all is well let me be wearing week ibi ni mo ti ro àdéhùn feeling change o try o bí bẹ́ẹ̀ máa tì mí for the starting mo ní no don't let me feel change iṣẹ́ mi náà ti mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ mi ni.
For him, starting and growing this enterprise was simply a matter of survival, a last and desperate one after he had lost his job and needed to make ends meet.
Ṣé mo pé ṣe ìgboro ni ìgbà mi ní àbá rẹ̀ ìgbà mi àní kọta tàbí òun ìgbà mi máa nílò. Ó máa ń gbọ́ sódì ìgbà táwọn ní wà lẹ́jọ́ ọmọdé o nígbà mi tí nínú ọba dé pé aláìsí kọta tàbí ọ̀fà ni no. Àwọn akọ́lá tàbí ọ̀gbẹ́dà ọmọ mẹ́ta wọ́n rí ẹmọ̀ mú gbé experience pé obìnrin ìjẹni tí wọ́n lè bá jà o àti bí wọ́n bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ need to be in to be in fact ibi tá a bá ọ̀rọ̀ ọjà yìí dé ibi tá a lé ìpàdé ara tí wọ́n ń pàdé lọ́dọ̀ ń ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún mi aláàjì tó ń ta mi ọ̀nà máa ti gbàgbé pé mi làwọn ń ta ìrànwọ́ ńlá lọ́ máa ṣe fún mi. Mo ti lọ síbi kan ní pé ọmọ mi fẹ́ wọlé ìwé school ẹni tó wá ń bá mi tajà ló ṣàdúnṣe ọmọ mi tán ló mú mi lọ sí dókítà ìwé pé ọlọ́run aláàjì làwọn máa ń rán lọ́wọ́ lókù ọmọ ni ẹ bá mi help ẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ help mi wọ́n fi help ẹ̀ lé mi lọ́wọ́ báyìí. máa lẹ̀ ní pé bíbí yìí iṣẹ́ ìwé tí mo ṣe èrè kò ṣe iṣẹ́ lásán o iṣẹ́ gbẹ́gbẹ́ mo máa pàdé èèyàn wọ́n lè ń kọ́ ẹ̀yà tó dá sí mi ni.
Success came to Giwa with a lot of trials and errors, but his doggedness brought him this far and made his business into what can loosely be termed a family affair.
From my childhood, I've been working in my father ever since the secondary school days. And I've really learned a lot. And I'm so grateful for everything my father done in my life.
This is my uncle and we've been together for over 20 years, I've been 24 years rather. And he has taught me how to be very hardworking in life. I graduated from Unilag and I believe the sales and everything about this business have helped me in life.
This is where I am now. This is me. Tí bá ní kí n máa sọ ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ ní ẹ̀gbọ́n but a ti dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run.
Now, whoever you are and whatever you do, every once in a while you require some motivation in your life to take you from where you are to where you're supposed to be. And throughout this year, it's been absolutely awesome. A lot of the experts that we've had on the show to motivate us and talk to us about various aspects of our lives, personal life and also the world of business as well. Let's take a look at what the year was like for our motivational segment. Speaker Abiola Champ Salami is about to talk to us about something a lot of people are going through or have gone through this whole year, you know, and we're talking about how to manage a difficult boss. So a while back, I mean, this is over 10 years ago, when I was still in like regular paid employment, 9 to 5, I had to go and buy a book. Somebody recommended a book called The 10 Commandments of Working in a Hostile Environment. And the book was, I thought it was revelatory because there were a lot of things that I didn't know that I should do, that, you know, that I discovered, okay, do this part. Because sometimes it's easy for you to blame somebody else for the problems that you are having. But if you have a genuinely difficult boss, like you've done everything that you can do, but you discover that, okay, you know what, I'm not the problem, this guy is the problem, what do you do?
First thing is empathy. Empathy says seek first to understand before you are understood. The truth is, many times when we say people are difficult, especially bosses, they're not necessarily difficult. It's perhaps because they are making some demands of us that we don't feel comfortable with. And so what you want to do is to seek first to understand what are the issues, what is this boss always complaining about? The way I work, is it that there are a lot of errors in the job that you deliver? Is it that you're not working in line with the budget? You know, is it that you are not delivering this work to time? Is it that the other stakeholders, you're not carrying them along? I'm saying that there are many reasons, things that could be wrong. But most times we get into that frenzy, that emotional frenzy, and just so far the other person says, I don't like what you've done, or they reject our work. And that happens over a period of time. We brand the person as being difficult.
Well, you have a situation where a lot of people say, look, I've done my best. Look, I've bent over backwards. I've worked extra hours. I've done my best to impress this guy or this lady that's my boss, but it doesn't seem like, so it now feels like it's a personal vendetta. So in that kind of situation, if there's an employee that feels like their boss has something personal against them, so it's now not about the work, but something personal. How do I navigate out of that situation and discover what the real problem is?
Okay. Before I quickly put the responsibility on the boss, I still want to stay on taking personal responsibility. First. Because again, and I'm saying this, I've coached nearly 5,000 executives, and in the course of our conversation, the first statement is my boss is difficult. When we have conversations for some 5-10 minutes, then we realize that the person is actually not fixing something the person is supposed to fix. The truth is, not everybody would like you.
Alex Adefemi, also known as Coach AAA. Now, he is a peak performance life coach and the lead coach of the Alex Adefemi Advisory. Today, we have AAA, and he will be giving us simple tips that will have you multitasking like a pro. I'm sure so many people are interested in this, especially career-driven folks who also have a family. So tell us more. When we talk about multitasking, what is it about really?
So basically, good morning.
Good morning.
Basically, the thing with multitasking is that people tend to think it's all about doing multiple things at one time, at a time. So basically, you have a classic multitasker will be a mother who's trying to cook, who's trying to attend to her child, who's also trying to receive a phone call. Maybe she's a stay-at-home mom who runs a business. And so she's also trying to attend to a call from a particular customer or a client. And then at that point, that's classic multitasking, in quote. But the challenge is most of the people don't realize that that approach to work, it actually hampers your productivity. It reduces how productive that you can be. So if you really want to multitask and get the best out of it, the key is to take it one step at a time, or take it one at a time, not all at a time.
Okay, so one step at a time.
So one at a time, not all at a time. Because most of the time, productivity experts will tell you that doing too many things at once actually hampers your ability to be able to be productive completely, or hampers your ability to be able to do an excellent job on all those things at once. So multitasking really is about doing one thing at a time, rather than trying to do all those things at the same time, because you think, so these days you find that a lot of people, when they write in their CVs, they write multitasking as a strength. But really, what they call multitasking is actually a weakness, because it makes them less productive. Because when you're trying to do so many things all at once, you would obviously likely mess one or two of them up.
Yeah, but I am very sure so many people are going to counter this because, as you said, you used the example of a mother.
Yeah.
You have to get dinner ready,
Yeah.
say for 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And you're cooking at 6.
Yeah.
At the same time, you started dinner, no issues. At that time, your child cries. You
Yeah.
have to attend to the child,
Yeah.
though you're still cooking. And
Yeah.
then, of course, at that time, a client whose call you've been expecting doesn't even have to be a stay-at-home mom. Could be, you know, someone running some other stuff.
Yes.
And so the client calls, and you have to answer the call while your child is crying,
Yeah.
while you have food on the, you know, cooking at
Yeah.
that time. So you're trying to tell me that that is not productive.
Now, what happens a lot of times, let's ask those mothers, a lot of times they probably don't get the best. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't get the best out of that food. Why? Because they probably won't do it as much as they would when they fully concentrate on cooking that food. So maybe the salt might be too much, or the thing might burn a bit. So how about you, first of all, attend to the child?
Okay.
Maybe if the child is a 1-year-old or 2-year-old that can understand you, say, Mommy will be with you in 2 minutes. I'm coming. Give the child a kiss. Face your meal.
Give the child a kiss.
Yes.
Some children, you will give them kisses.
I know.
Wake Up Nigeria is mostly a family show, and what makes up family more than relationships, building relationships, of course. And we did a lot of those this year, as usual. Quite a number of relationship subjects.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone that particularly touched you?
Okay, so that we touched me was not so long ago.
Okay.
The experts spoke about cutting off, how to end a relationship before the year runs out, ends rather. And then I remember we bantered about it and how I kept telling Yomi that I totally feel that you shouldn't break up during the festive season. But you know
why? So you can get Christmas gift.
No, because I feel like it's just gonna like leave it's gonna leave like a scar for the next Christmas and the next Christmas and the next Christmas. But something I learned from that interview was she said beyond just breaking off relationships, that's boyfriend and girlfriend relationships and marriages, you could also break off bad friendships and toxic friendships, which was something I learned. And I'm like, you know what, 2020, there are a lot of unnecessary people that shouldn't make it.
Now, I'm pretty sure you have your own experiences, you have what you've learned, and perhaps this is time for us to refresh you, refresh your memory.
Yes.
So take a look at this.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria continues with relationship discussion today. Oyindamola Shodero is back. She's a marriage counselor and, of course, a graduate of communication from the University of Lagos. Our discussion this morning is on the blind nature of love and how marriage is an eye-opener. In fact, sometimes it can pluck your eye out. No, that's a joke. But seriously, it's an interesting discussion. That whole love is blind thing, that blindness, can we attribute it to something, especially during the relationship or courtship stage?
Okay, good morning, Titi. You're looking very beautiful today.
Thank you.
The honest truth is love in itself is not blind.
Okay.
All right, what happens is when you're in love or when you're in the courtship stage, you turn your eyes away from a lot of things, or you're blinded by the hormones.
Okay.
At that initial stage, what we call the honeymoon stage, even when you see the red lights and the red flags, you make excuses for the person. Or a lot of us, especially women, assume we have what it takes to change the person.
Okay.
So you overlook a lot of these things, all right, because you're in love, you know, because love itself is kindness, love is patience. So love is not blind. Love is responsible. Love is a commitment, a choice.
Yeah.
But when you are in love, when the feelings are, you know, someone said love is what you feel when you feel what you feel. When all the butterflies are there, chances are you turn your eyes away from even the obvious.
Okay, so the obvious things that marriage entails, a good marriage entails, is some kind of commitment in regard to finances, future goals, finances again, how to relate with the parents and in-laws and things like that.
Yes.
So when someone finally gets into the marriage and revelations, or let's say the scales fall from the eyes,
yes,
what is the best advice for that kind of person who realizes, you know what, this is real, I'm not sure what to do?
Okay. You see, why we said marriage is the eye-opener is because courtship, dating and everything is more about infatuation, what I feel, how you look and everything.
Yeah.
Marriage, like you said now, is about commitment. It's about responsibility. My family, your family, bills, and more bills. So what happens when I now find out that the person I put on a pedestal and I thought was responsible, I thought we had the same values, is not what I get or what I see. What we advise is first of all, calm down.
Okay.
Because the person is also probably saying you're not who they bargained for either.
Okay.
You could go for counseling. You know, you guys could sit down. We advise that. Sit down and talk. You can't over-talk. Tell the person, look, this is what I expect, or this is what will help us. Because when you take responsibility and use words like what I expect, the person is more receptive to what you're saying. But when you say things like you're not doing, you're not, the person builds a block and doesn't even hear you.
Okay.
So please go for counseling, get books, go online and find out how do I manage my finances, what to expect in the first 2 years of marriages, because they're probably the most turbulent. You're coming from this is how I know how to do it, and this person is coming from this is how I know how to do it. And we want to marry this. That's where the word comes from. We want to join it together to form a solid unit.
Of course.
So you must sit down, you must talk. And like I tell people, the greatest gift you can give your partner is access. Let me just start by saying we all lie. And I say that, you know, with a deep sense of responsibility because I'm a pastor. But the truth is we all lie, and I'll tell you why and how we all lie. You know, most lies have different colors and characteristics according to the psychologists. Some people tell what we call black lies. Those are told with the intention to hurt, malicious lies. There's no basis to it. You just want to get back at somebody, revenge, you know, it's black. And then we have what we call green lies. Those are social lies. You know, you want everybody to think you're happening. A lot of what we do on Instagram.
Exactly. Those are green lies.
Exactly. You're forming and you're appearing to be all what you're probably not.
Wear clothes that are not yours.
Exactly. You want to impress
pose behind somebody's
the person
car.
You're exactly in a relationship with. So those are social lies. And then we have what we call gray lies. You just want to be shady and shifty. You're withholding truth. Or you leave people to form a conclusion that you know is wrong, but you don't correct it. You know, you're just being shady, telling half-truths, like you said earlier. And then we have what we call white lies. People say they tell these white lies to protect the people they love. Or they say, I give information on need-to-know basis. Why would I hurt you? Why would I tell you I had an affair if it's not going to help us? You know, this type of lies, we need to address them and see how they affect or impact on our relationships so that we can have healthy, wholesome relationships. So like I said, everybody lies. So Pastor, what do you mean by I lie? Well, if you're telling a half-truth, if you're saying things that after you now come and tell people, I was just joking, which is what a lot of us do. We think we're not lying, but you see, you come back and you're joking. Or somebody has written something on the internet, you copy it verbatim. It's a lie. It's not your work. It's not your intellectual material. You know, so one way or the other.
People lie. Now, you talked about someone lying to protect the other person.
Yes.
So in a situation where you called it a white lie, so why would I tell you the whole truth, or why would I volunteer this information if I think it's going to hurt you? So it feels in that instance to be justified. So are there any instances where something like this is justified?
Let me tell you something. It's never justified. People call it a white lie. It's still wrong. The thing about lying is it's going to catch up with you. Nothing is ever hidden forever. So it's going to catch up with you. And something about telling a lie is you need another lie to cover your tracks. And you know, it's like you can imagine a runner with the shoelace, you know, dragging. After a while, you trip over these lies. And the strength, the energy of any wholesome relationship is trust. So the more you begin to tell these lies, you know, the more you tear the fabric of the trust. You can imagine if this what I'm wearing rips and I sew it, it rips and I sew it. After a while, it's no longer nice. It becomes a coat of many colors, rags put together, you know. So you have to be careful. White lies, green lies, black lies, they will catch up with you. And the person you're relating with will learn not to trust you. You're teaching people not to trust you. You can imagine, let's tell a white lie to protect someone because you had an affair. It will come out eventually. At the end of the day, you're going to do a bigger damage. And it will be like,
All right, welcome back. It's still on. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria, and yes, we've had some amazing games this year. Some won, some lost, and of course, we've had even our celebrities join us as well.
Yes, but I don't know about losing because we don't do that here.
Mike, you lost a lot. A few times.
This one's
you have.
You see what happens when somebody
I've won a few times.
Takes leave for a very long time.
That.
You know, if you're going to look at it, the only person that can even try to contest near me when it comes to games is me. For the ladies, you people just are not. I don't know.
True. That's
you
not
are not
true.
there.
Anyways, you be the judge of that.
Wait, there's no judge yet.
Yes.
Did you be hosting to bring idea of game? Because she wants to be the
umpire.
Just have this idea, madam, you will play game. So let's take a look at the highlight of some of our interesting games we played across the year. It's mocking post. They call it monkey post, right?
Monkey post.
It's monkey post we know. Forget how mocking post something. What we know is monkey post.
They call it mocking post.
Yeah, they say the original thing is mocking post.
Oh, like mock exam.
Monkey post. So today I'm playing monkey post. So Penna, I see some bad guys here. Yomi is the most prepared for this thing. Yomi and Tony, they are ready. See Boba, you know. Tony already scored like 3 already. Hat-trick. Well, culinary is also here.
Let me do that thing.
The guys are ready to ball. Okay, that's you can see there, of course. That's the post, looking very cool.
Yeah.
And the guys are ready. Okay, so we'll just go. Each person has 3. We're going to take 3 each person, and then we're going to see. So we're going for the clear winner now. If there's a tie, and then we'll go for, you know how we do it, sudden death.
It's not by jumping, Uncle.
So Yomi is going to start, and I'm also. Okay, so that's our post.
Okay.
It's looking very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we have some guys behind there to help us get the ball whenever we get back. So Yomi, you're going for
your that should start.
No, Yomi, you're starting. You're well prepared.
Use your left leg. Why is the first alphabet?
Okay, I will have some of our floor managers there. There's Akin, there's Juan who will help us pick the ball. So if you see them, just know that they're the ones. Okay, so yeah, guys.
Hey. There you go. Straight up.
This is becoming too easy. Okay.
Am I taking all my 3 shots?
Yes, I'm taking all your 3 shots. Yomi.
Okay.
The way you're taking this thing, I'm looking like.
You're a medicine man.
This thing. This guy won't score, no.
I love it. This is really good.
I mean, you call for TVC games.
You see,
would have carried first in football, no.
Are you sure you have been practicing secretly?
This thing is too much, yo.
You people are talking too much.
But I wanted to form radio. It's not to take it now.
I wanted to put it on the edge of the post.
Okay, so 2 out of 3. So cool, let's go.
2 out of 3.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh my God.
Okay.
No, I think it's the glasses.
Yeah.
I want to take out the glasses.
Okay. Get yourself ready. Okay. 1. Okay.
What's the bull leg for now? Hey, go.
Baba. Okay. All right.
I'm not wearing your kind of shoes, that's why.
Oh, that year when we play ball, not today.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah. Let's go there.
This one bad.
Didn't come to the game today. Didn't come today. Okay. So Tony, so you have to beat me now.
1.
This guy bad.
You guys are wearing the right shoes now.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
Set the ball.
I told you.
Yomi's mind very beating. Okay.
I use left for you.
I
use left.
Well, I use left.
I use my head.
How much more time do you have?
Mr. Max, set the ball. No time to waste time.
It's past 10.
Out.
Ah, okay. So sudden death between. Kule is already out. Sudden death between.
Okay, sudden death between both of us.
Yomi and Tiffy. So.
Mike, are you playing? Mike is not playing. Are you playing, Mike?
I need to play. If I start this thing, the people will not be here. Me, I score all my goals. No try me.
Also, we could adjust the ball.
I know now. I
face it at the same.
Yeah, bring.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice
one.
Bring
the next one right now. This next one now. No, I know they hope to play with me. If I now spin, I won't spin this next one now.
Hope you're not going to be sudden death between 3 people.
That'd be very nice.
Over the bar. Over the bar.
Over the bar.
Yeah! Come to the winning side. Come to the winning side.
Oh yeah, sudden death. Sudden start. Sudden death. Oh yeah, bring me. Sudden death. Sharply. Sudden death. Oh yeah.
They are calling someone.
It's all over. I win for today. Okay. So I win for today, of course. Is your me. Let's head over to the kitchen. And yeah, you won. Check out the ball.
Well done,
okay,
Tony.
Titi. Yeah, well, great one. So at the kitchen, we're coming to join her right now. Let's go.
In the Titi's voice, it's game day! And I have here with me contestants. There's the blue corner and the red corner.
Okay.
All right. And in the blue corner, I have Omashola, the one and only, and the one and only Tope.
Yes,
well.
we're winning.
You guys don't look excited.
No, excited.
And in the red corner.
Whoa!
Mike,
Hey! If you start shouting, worry here. No, wait.
Okay. And I have Kim as well. Okay, so the game is charades, and it's very, very simple. Each team is going to pick a number, and after they pick the number, I'm going to show whoever's doing the demonstration in secret what they're going to be demonstrating to their partner. Very simple, very simple. Okay, so I'm going to be starting from the blue corner. So who's doing the demonstration and who's doing the guessing?
She's doing the demonstration.
Okay.
And then I'll guess.
Okay, so pick a number.
7.
7.
Okay, so you tell her.
No picking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're not your friend. You're not your friend.
Okay, so demonstrate to your partner.
How long do they have, please? You have to time them.
Okay, you have
you have to time them.
20 seconds.
Okay. Worry!
Streets! Let's go.
You got 20 seconds.
You're surprised. You're sitting. You're watching TV.
Yay!
I tried.
Watching TV, she's
has half points. So watching a movie.
But it's the same thing.
No, we're surprised.
We're watching a movie. Watching a movie.
Watching.
So half point.
We
But
tried,
not bad. Okay, you guys pick a number.
What number did you pick?
7.
I like that number. Oh, number. 5.
5. Who's doing the demonstration?
I'll start with. We'll swap it. Number 5.
This one is easy now.
You know. No.
It's easy.
Okay.
Ball. Rugby. Cricket.
Check. 20 seconds has gone.
Ball.
Check the timer.
Baseball.
Yeah! Nice. Okay, so 1 and
I do what she said. You didn't
No, so I heard baseball from the universe.
Okay, next. Omashola is doing your demonstration next. So pick a number.
Okay, I'll pick. Since it's 4 of us, I'll pick number 4.
Number 4.
Yomi, help us, so.
Wait, I'm not helping anybody.
You're not helping us.
Woo! Easy.
In fact, yes.
Drowning. Swimming.
Check the time. What time is going on?
What are you doing? Swimming race, swimming competition. Diving, swimming, diving, drowning, swimming, diving.
10, 9,
Scooping.
8, 7,
Scooping, diving,
6,
scoop diving, scoop
5,
diving, scoop.
4, 3,
Skateboard.
2,
No.
1.
Scuba diving. You don't scoop the ice cream, you dive, scuba diving. What else for the meeting?
Scuba diving. Okay, you guys pick a number.
That was hard. And you said that was
Number 1.
Okay, so
number 1.
Okay.
I feel like your me is cheating us.
I know.
You guys now.
Cheating us.
I know.
Number 1.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 second.
Don't look. Oh. Really?
Okay, football. Playing football. Footballer.
Time.
Kicking the ball.
Thank you.
Okay. Penalty. How many words? 1 word or 2 words?
Well, I think it's correct.
Okay.
I think it's
No,
correct.
no, you can't think. Come on! I didn't think mine was correct.
He actually said it. He said it. He didn't say no. He said playing football.
Just now?
He said playing football.
What was
Okay,
this?
so-
It's playing soccer. That was on the
playing
thingy.
soccer.
What about scuba diving? What about scuba diving? She said swimming.
No, she said
She said swimming. She said swimming.
Watching TV. Watching TV. Wait, see, one man.
Wait.
It's football, soccer, or
It's
is-
football and soccer
Okay,
the
is
same
scuba
thing.
diving swimming or not?
Scuba diving is a kind of
No, it's football is a kind of soccer.
Swimming. I said swimming.
Yes, yes, because there's American football.
Yes.
And there is soccer.
Please, we
Okay,
won.
wait.
You still have half point.
Okay, so you guys have half a point. Half a
No,
point.
if they're taking
Okay, fine.
football,
Okay, for swimming, we'll give you half a point. We'll give you
Then we
half a
have
point.
1 point because
Okay, so
watching
1
TV
point. 1
is
point.
1 point. Yes.
No, wait, hang
No,
on.
it's half point.
Okay, so we're going to do the final round now, and then we'll give you
Solid
points.
debts. Oh, Benny.
No,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
well, hang on.
yeah,
Okay, so you guys are next. You guys are next. Number.
4.
No, don't 4.
6.
Go higher.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, wow.
Shots fired.
Okay.
Damn.
Give me an easy
That
one.
hot.
Yomi doesn't like me. It's official.
It's simple. Number 6 is the number you picked.
You see?
Ironing. Dress. Iron collar. Iron shirt. Damn. You're not supposed to talk.
Fine. Let's give it to them. Okay, final. 12. The last one. James Bond.
Yomi. You're not supposed to make a sound.
You're not supposed to make a sound.
Shit. Timer.
Oh yeah.
Game
let
of
me
Thrones.
Zoro.
Why are you helping her?
Wait.
Zoro.
Don't
Stop
spoil
it
it
now. What is wrong with you?
Sorry.
No sound. No sound.
Oh, wait.
No sound.
007.
You guys are very rowdy. You guys are very rowdy.
We won on this
Okay,
one.
wait. Did you say 007?
Yes.
Did you?
No, he spelled it.
I was writing now.
He wrote it.
Please, can you
What are you writing now?
Okay.
Can you give me play? Let's head to the kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
Big brother,
All right,
show
so
us what's happening here?
who are the leaders of the group? Okay,
We
wait.
we won.
So
Let's be fair.
let's be fair.
Let's be fair.
It was a draw.
It was not draw.
Something personal, spirit of sportsmanship. Okay, so the red team wins. The red team wins.
She's wearing red. What's wrong with you, bro?
Red team. Well done, you guys. Well done. We're heading over to the kitchen now, and of course, we're going to be rounding off the show with the Dance Empire after this.
All right, so iya ibeji here and food done. So this is our goat meat and yam porridge, elevated with the coconut milk. Yeah, and it's been really beautiful here in the kitchen. And yes, you didn't see most of the processes, but I could take you through it again. We had the goat meat, we had yam, we had pepper, onions, and the seasoning, ginger, yeah. Then I started first with frying the peppers. So after frying the pepper, I add the goat meat to cook. Now, I didn't cook the goat meat. Hi.
Hey. Before the rest come, let's eat the goat meat fast. Before the rest come. Oh, they're coming, they're close. They are close.
Yeah. So I was just taking them through how we got here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, all of that. So we'll try out the food now, but we'll have to head to the garden.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. Everybody's back.
Okay, this way.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's as tasty. Yes,
Come on, sit down, yes.
Please have a seat.
All right, guys. I know a lot of you wanted to see how I added the coconut milk. Yeah, so let me just take you through it. Fry the pepper first. Put your goat meat, not cooked goat meat. The one that is not cooked, you have to cut them very small so that they can cook quickly. And while that is cooking, it goes to like half cooked. You add the yam. Yam is soft, so both of them will meet each other halfway. Yeah, you season it and of course garnish with vegetable.
Oh, very nice,
so,
very nice.
Wait, we've not added coconut milk now.
Okay, then.
Just before.
So we have to go now.
All right.
We have to go. You guys have
but just before you put the vegetable, you put the coconut milk.
Just
okay.
before, yeah. So just before the vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, absolutely awesome. It's been a wonderful, absolutely awesome show. We're ending the show this morning with
the Dance Machine Empire.
Dance Machine Empire. They're doing something very, very special for us right now.
It's the eye, baby.
Thank you guys.
Swear